Napoli fans around the world, welcome to Napoli Talk. A few minutes early because, to be honest with you guys, I just want this to end right now. How is it possible that a game that lasts 93 minutes, you're up 3-2 on the 93rd minute, and then you go home and it's 3-3? How does a team actually do that? Why? I know some of you guys will start talking about refs and outside influences, but I think everybody needs to just take a long, hard look in the mirror. Every single Napoli player, staff, coach, president, everyone, ball boy, everyone needs to take a long, hard look in the mirror and understand why on the 93rd minute it was 3-2 Napoli and then it ended up being 3-3. And if your answer is the ref, then I'm sorry, but you're the problem. You're the problem of Napoli, always trying to give blame to other people. And we'll see why. Because guys, the reason why Napoli put themselves in that situation to concede the goal is entirely their fault. We literally had the ball on the 93rd minute. We had the ball in the 93rd minute and we gave it away. The difference between big clubs and small clubs is the fact that big clubs on the 93rd minute, when they have the ball, they keep it. Small clubs give it away, and then when you give it away, anything can happen. The other team, okay, this time we got screwed over by the ref, but it could have happened that the other team just had a really good shot and scored. Even from, half field, or did one last really good action. It's incredible that some people are going to sit here and say it's the ref's fault. Guys, it was entirely in our hands to go away with 3 points. People who deny that are the reason why we don't win. Big clubs just don't let that happen. It's just a fact. It doesn't happen. Big clubs, they turn up in the last minutes of the games. They don't let other teams score on them. This I was saying the difference between big clubs and small clubs is how much money they have. Please, Napoli Talk, you're better than these cliches. No, man, I disagree with you, because for me, in order to get the money in the first place, yes, okay, sponsors and all that, but it all starts with winning. It all starts with being in a winning mentality. At least to get into the top 4, you don't need lots and lots of money. Atalanta got top 4. We've gotten top 4 before. Let's not kid ourselves and start thinking that, Napoli can't make top 4 because we don't have the money. We spent so much money on players. We have, in theory, the quality in the team to be top 4. And honestly, it doesn't even take that much quality to be in the top 4. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. The difference then is mentality between, we're not talking about the league, guys. Here's the thing. The difference between a team that actually wins a Scudetto and a team that's second or third, yeah, sure, it's money. That's the difference between Juventus and Napoli. That's why they win as outright winners. But when we say win, I meant about a game against Sassuolo. About getting into just the top 4. It's not about the money, top 4, when teams like Lazio and Atalanta have a shot at it. It's not about top 4. The teams that get in the top 4, let's say from at least 3rd and 4th, they don't have to have buckets of money. They just need to have consistency and a good mentality, and every once in a while some good performances with some good players. But honestly, if you don't have mentality, if you don't have awareness, guys, we have players that know how to play football but don't know football. Does that make sense to you? They can pass the ball, they can shoot, they don't understand football. They just don't. And we're gonna go straight into the pictures because it needs to be it needs to be clear for people. So let's just go through what happened during the game, and then we get to the very end, and we'll see what I mean with that. So at the start, Insigne scores a goal, which should have stood, in my opinion. Fair enough. I mean, this offside, this is the pass that Hysaj makes to Insigne. For me, this is never an offside. The shoulder there of that Sassuolo player should be playing Insigne on. So yes, we got screwed over. Okay, sure, we did. I'm not denying that. I'm saying, though, we did have a chance to win this game and we blew it. It was at some point in our hands. And if, they really didn't want to give anything to Napoli, we wouldn't have had even the one penalty. And anyways, this offside, I think, I don't really understand it. Now, to talk a bit about tactics and technicality, this action here is really important because it highlights Insigne's progress throughout the game and I guess learning from his mistakes. So over here, he's kind of in a bad position. We saw against Benevento on the weekend that he really wants someone to make the run in behind him to his left so that it drags a defender away and he gets the right open. But because Politano over there doesn't do it and no one really opens up the space for him, then he's kind of stuck and he doesn't know what to do because he'd like to use his right foot, but he can't because there's no angle for him. He eventually gives the ball away, and what he should have done was maybe gone onto his left and a quick cross in the box, and we'll see that with actually the goal that we score in the second half, how he improved from that. But in the first half he kind of messed this up. And then, Sassuolo scored their first goal. Maksimovic own goal. He's had, just a bad game. And then we have a really nice goal, starting off with Di Lorenzo, who I think had maybe his best game of the season for us. Di Lorenzo to Politano, back to Di Lorenzo, goes off to Demme to Zielinski, and Zielinski with a really nice goal. And this is great from Napoli, quick passing, one-touch passing, finding the space, finding the free person, and then taking a shot when it's clear to it's clear to shoot instead of overdoing it. And then this is the penalty that Sassuolo get. This is Hysaj going into the back of a Sassuolo player. And Sassuolo score their penalty with Domenico Berardi. And so at this point, it's 2-1 for Sassuolo at half-time. In the second half, Maksimovic has a really good chance to immediately equalize with a header that hits the crossbar. And I think here he needs to do better than that. He needs to. When this ball comes and he's free like a bird over there, he needs to point that header down, into that bottom right corner of the goalkeeper. Instead, he keeps it high, keeps it on the front post of the keeper. I think a player as good with his head as Maksimovic needs to do better than that. And then Sassuolo had the chance to make it 3-1 and 4-1. They hit the post, or they had a crossbar and then a post in quick succession. This one first with Domenico Berardi hitting the crossbar, and then later they hit a post. But look how easy it is for Sassuolo to actually get past Napoli. So you can see here Fabian covering no space at all. He's way too close to that Sassuolo player in terms of where he is on the field. He's way too close. So that if any ball goes through him, he actually doesn't have, he can neither, basically his position is bad because he's not close enough to intersect the pass, but he's not distanced enough that in case the pass goes to this player, he's covering that space. He's kind of in no man's land over there, is what I meant to say. And so, the pass is made, the guy runs with the ball, and you can see Fabian and Demme struggling to get back. This is all just from one pass. And Caputo gets a through ball, and he hits the post, and we're lucky to get away with this, guys. Remember, this is still 2-1. They hit a crossbar, they hit a post, and we're getting totally outplayed. The defense, both teams, was just horrible today. When you concede 3 goals and there's another 3, when you concede 3 goals each and there's another 3 posts or crossbars, the defenses have been quite shocking. But eventually Napoli do get their second goal, and this time Insigne realizes that there's no one making the run to his left, because Demme is quite static at the bottom of the picture. He knows that on the right they're kind of expecting him to do that, and he's getting sort of double marked by Berardi coming his way. So he makes the right decision, and he goes on his left and actually trusts himself to put in a good cross with his left foot, and Di Lorenzo is there at the right time, and he puts the ball into the back of the net. And credit to Di Lorenzo for being in the box at that point, and that's also credit to Gattuso, because Di Lorenzo was in that position a few times, and that's obviously something that they worked on. So good job on both of these 2 goals that Napoli scored. I think we did really well in the build up. And then Insigne and Di Lorenzo once again link up for Napoli's third goal. Basically, Insigne this time goes a bit more central, finds a bit of space in the midfield. Di Lorenzo comes out of nowhere, makes a really good run, dribbles past a Sassuolo defender, and gets a penalty, and obviously Insigne scores. So it's 3-2 at this point. All right, it's 3-2, guys. They gave us a penalty. We're winning the game. We just need to keep control of the game. They need to keep control of the game. All right, it's 3-2, guys. This is what I'm talking about. When we scored, they said it was going to be just 3 minutes, yeah, and basically the ref could have given maybe 30 seconds extra, 30 seconds. All right, maybe for the celebrations of the penalty. That's it. Now, Di Lorenzo has the ball on the 93rd.04 minute. Okay, we're winning 3-2. And he doesn't really have that many options. No one's really making a good, no one's really free. Maybe he should have passed it to Lobotka, a bit dangerous going down the middle. But really, you want to see maybe Manolas outside of your screen, sort of, giving him an option down the flank, or you want Di Lorenzo to give the ball to Bakayoko, and the only thing that Bakayoko needs to do at that point when he receives the ball is kick it all the way up. You kick it all the way up, game over. It's game over, guys. It's game over. It's past the 93rd minute. Nothing happened in those 3 minutes. The ref was going to give maybe 10 seconds extra. That's all he needed to do. Instead, what does Bakayoko try to do? Bakayoko tries to go in. He tries to dribble the Sassuolo player on him. Incredible. It's honestly, it makes no sense to me. And the worst part is that then he gets the ball taken away from him. If I was Bakayoko, who's come on, right? He's got no yellow card. He's just come on. Man, I would rugby tackle that guy. You don't let someone on the 93rd minute when you're up 3-2, you don't let someone get on a counter-attack. This is what I'm talking about. These players, they might know how to play football, but they don't understand football. They don't understand football, guys. Sometimes you gotta be the bad guy. Sometimes you need to be the bad guy and you need to make that rugby tackle in the 93rd minute and take a yellow card for your team. 100% you need to do that. And obviously, because he doesn't do that, they get past, and Manolas, he messes up because he allows that Sassuolo player into the box. Manolas, with the experience that he has, needs to be able to make sure that he's pushing that guy outside of the box, towards the corner flag. He can't invite him like he did into the box and then also trip all over him. For me, it's a penalty. The only time I think we got screwed over was, the Politano when he got the elbow on his neck, and possibly the VAR. But for me, both penalties for Sassuolo, I'd want them if they happened for Napoli. I'll be objective. But, how Sassuolo got all the way there 10 seconds after we had a throw-in in the 93rd minute. There's no way. It just doesn't happen. How can you be a big team? How can you call yourself a big team and you let something like this happen? It's impossible, guys. I'm sick to death of these players. Sometimes they get paid millions and they don't understand basic concepts about football. No one's taught them. And for me, if that's not Gattuso's fault, then I don't know whose it is. I mean, these players should know, but it's definitely also Gattuso's fault because he needs to realize that his players don't know these concepts, because they would do this in the training ground as well. When they have their little one-on-one game, their little 11v11 games in the training ground, don't you think they do these same mistakes? Just Gattuso doesn't call them out. I don't think this would have happened with a better coach on the team. You think someone like Allegri would have allowed the game, something like this to happen? No. You kill the game on the 93rd minute. You have to kill the game. You have to control it. And obviously, Sassuolo score with the penalty, and we are where we are. Now I'm just going to read some of your comments that you guys are saying. You guys are obviously just as frustrated as me with how Sassuolo managed to score these goals. But let me remind you guys that smash that like button. I know you guys are mad, but with smashing that like button, guys, we've actually managed to raise €11.96 for the Fondazione Cannavaro Ferrara, a charity. Guys, I've been really busy this week, and we still have a midweek game, so I haven't made the video about that yet, but I have counted up all the likes and all the subs in the month of February, and I will be making that donation, €11.96, but the goal is to obviously do much better than that. Let's get it up to at least 15 for the month of March. So smash that like button, guys. It honestly does make a difference if you pile it up. If each one of you piles it up every video, it really does make a difference. But as I said, let's go on to read some of your comments. I know Vesavius in the chat doesn't agree with me. He thinks that it's the refs, it's that. I approach things a bit more in a proactive way. I try to think, okay, yes, it is the refs, but what could we have done to not put ourselves in a situation where it's determined by the refs? Ultimately, you want to be outplaying these teams to the point that it doesn't matter what the refs do to you, especially when you're winning 3-2 on the 93rd minute, Joey said, I'm tired of being a sad. I'll do a better job defending than Maximovic. Yeah, guys, I mean, it's tough. Scoundrel is saying, I don't mind Dom looking for ways to improve, as we should, but it's hard to dismiss the horrendous officiating. Look, guys, I get it. But, I mean, do you guys really want me to sit here and feel sorry for ourselves that things didn't go our way because of some other entity or person? We need to take things into our own hands. You don't like how something is, do something about it. Because there is enough that Napoli can. It's not like, guys, it's not like we played the perfect game and then we got screwed over. In that case, fine. I get it. It's tough to accept it like that. If we play the perfect game and we get screwed over, that's fine. But when you mess up so much and something so basic, such as keep the ball in the 93rd minute when you're winning 3-2, then I'm sorry, but it's almost like you deserve it. It's almost like you deserve it. The ref's like, I'm going to teach these guys a lesson today. And, yeah, I used to be someone that always blamed it on the referees. I used to be. Guys, in my channel, you're not really going to find that. You're just not. I always think that, if there was something that we could have done to avoid it, then that's the top priority for me. And then comes, what the refs could have done. Maximus said before, maybe someone should tell Bakayoko he needs to play when he's subbed in. Gattuso wasn't putting him in there for an analysis. Yeah. I think Bakayoko just likes his name. In this, he probably watches Napoli talk, and he's probably thinking like, I'm just gonna perform really badly, so then Dom comes up and he talks about me. He probably just really likes the attention. Who knows? That's maybe what Bakayoko goes through. Everyone's saying, yeah, Bakayoko, Bakayoko playing bad. Jesse saying, I do think Manolas was a pan, sadly too clumsy on his feet. Yeah, 100%. He's clumsy on his feet, and then he basically rolls over the Sassuolo player. Guys, I mean, it's a penalty, 100%. Whether sometimes that doesn't get given to Napoli, that's a different story. But in that case, those would both be penalties. But you can't say that in theory the Sassuolo one shouldn't be a penalty, guys. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, as Vesavia is saying, there's no way we would have gotten that penalty, that second penalty. I'm talking about it from a purely objective point of view. I think every team should deserve to get that second penalty, because Manolas is all over the back of him. Whether we would have gotten it or not, that's a different story. That's a different story. But what I'm saying is, Manolas needs to know better and do better to make sure that we're not at least the ones conceding these. Let the other team concede penalties like these against us. And let the refs decide whether that's a penalty for Napoli or not. Put them in the bad situation where they have to make a decision. But don't put yourself in that situation. You know better. It's like a bit like Insigne shouting at the referee against Inter. Yeah, maybe a Juventus player shouting wouldn't have gotten a red card, for sure. But Insigne, you know better. You know you play for Napoli. You know we get victimized like that. We get picked on like that. So you need to know better and avoid it. If you can't do that, if you can't handle that, improve as a player. It's not impossible to not concede a penalty like that, or to keep your mouth shut in front of a referee. Because by the book, in theory, they are offensive. They are things you shouldn't be doing. So, I mean, yeah, guys, maybe unpopular opinion, but, I think, ID Beats is saying the referee was from Rome. That is the reason Sassuolo got the penalty. Look, guys, I mean, potentially that's a thing. Maybe I'm naive, guys. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I don't want to think like that. I don't want to think that, he could be favoring Roma or Lazio. I know that stuff like that's happened before. I know. We've had Calciopoli in Italy, guys. I know that, just life in general is a bit, not everything goes the way you deserve it to go, and not everyone is the cleanest person ever. Then again, we still put ourselves in that. I'm just saying, don't put yourself in situations that just don't put yourself in that situation in the first place. Guys, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, right? You have a ref that is from Rome. Okay, don't make fouls inside the box. Don't even give him a chance to blow a penalty against you. You get what I'm saying, guys? Sometimes, it's about not putting yourself in certain situations. And not just with football, with anything, guys. You don't want to get punched in the face? Don't go to a fight club. You go to a fight club, you might get punched in the face, guys. That's what I'm talking about. Just try to avoid certain situations and they won't happen. If Napoli didn't want to concede the goal, how about we instead don't lose possession on the 93rd minute? You can't concede a penalty if you don't lose possession on the 93rd minute. So, that's what I mean. Edis Hodzic is saying, Napoli talk, do you think we will qualify for the Champions League? You know what? Before we go into detail on the player ratings, let's take a look at, in that case, let's take a look at the table so that everybody knows the context of where we stand, really. So it's actually really interesting that Napoli played first in this round. Juve also played, but it's interesting because now from this table, we're finally all with 24 games played. We all have the same number of games played, and we've got, only Atalanta in front of us in terms of potential Champions League spot. So, 2 points to gain over Atalanta. Juventus is not even that far away, considering that we might play Juventus and, reduce that gap. I think we've got still so many games. I mean, we basically have to play against all the top 7 teams except Atalanta. And we have to play against, Verona, we basically have to play against the top 10 still. So very, very early days. But all the teams have super, super hard games. All the teams, I think, will know by the middle of March. In the middle of March, we have Milan, Juve, Roma away. I think by the end of the Juventus game, we know whether Champions League is a realistic opportunity or not. But if you look at just the table as it is, yes, mathematically, yes, it's still there. We can still do something about this. But it's tough, guys. It's definitely not ideal. It's not ideal. You don't want to be in these tricky situations at all. Let's take a look at some of the other comments. Let's see. Anthony said, it's important to identify our contribution to the game. And the ref has always been an issue, but if we really want to blame the ref and everything is scandalous, why don't we protest playing then? And my point being, don't always shoot the ref's foot. I think he meant to say. That's basically what I mean. Napoli Talk, explain the ratings, please. I'm angry with Fabian's ratings. Yeah, ID Beats. You know what? Before we take a look at the stats, I brought up the ratings before, and I put 5.5 to Fabian. I didn't like him defensively because let's go back to the pictures, and I didn't like his position defensively. So, for example, here. This was a very clear situation where defensively he let Sassuolo dominate the midfield. I didn't like that. I thought Sassuolo were way too dangerous. Maybe some of you forget that when we were 2-1 down, Sassuolo hit a crossbar and hit the post. And where was our midfield in both those situations covering? They weren't there. They just let Sassuolo have the ball. They let them outplay us. Locatelli seemed like prime Xavi at times. I didn't like it. And then Fabian also missed a really good chance, which I don't have the slide here, but he missed a really good chance in front of the keeper in the second half. And so for me, you miss easy chances, you don't do your job defensively. For me, that's you didn't play well. He wasn't like detrimental to the game, but I think if he had played better, I think Napoli would have suffered a lot less. Could have potentially scored the goal. So that's my rating for Fabian. And it's nothing personal to Fabian. I was very nice to him in recent weeks. Ever since he got back from COVID, I've been giving him really good ratings. But I just don't think, he did what his potential could do. I'm satisfied, but I think Fabian deserved at least a 6 for his offensive endeavor. Fine. I'll give Fabian a 6, guys. It says 5.5. Pretend it's a 6. Okay, maybe I'm being a bit harsh. The other players that got 5s, they're the ones that were basically involved with the goals that Sassuolo scored. So Hizai and Manolas for giving away the penalty, Maximovic for the own goal, and also for missing that really good chance in the second half. I thought, free on goal, he needed to do so much better. And Bakayoko for losing the ball in midfield instead of, controlling it, passing it back, kicking it up, literally anything except give it to Sassuolo. Fabian is good on the ball, but absolutely useless when the opposing team has it, says Visavi. Yeah, sometimes his positioning is quite bad. He doesn't know how to... He's quite good at actually pressing. He actually presses quite well, and he's actually not bad when the other team is already at our box and he's defending the box. He's actually quite good because he's got like these long legs that can intercept passes when everything is compact, and these long strides to go and press. But his intelligence in placing himself in between the line of passing or in the space that the other team could attack behind him when the ball is in the midfield, that's the issue that I have with him defensively. It's that transition. So he's good at pressing, good when we're a low block, but very bad in the transition. Very, very bad in the transition. Fabian also can't run. Seriously, is he an athlete or not? Fabian is quite slow, guys. Fabian is quite slow, but you just need to overcome that with a bit of intelligence. I think, players like, let's say, Pirlo, back in his days with Juventus, even when he was 36 and it was his last year, he was he wasn't fast, he was slow. But he had the intelligence to put himself in the right places at the right time. To be fair, when I play football, I'm by no means a fast player. No means. A bit like Jorginho. But you put yourself in the right places, you're going to intercept passes, you're going to, create spaces for your teammates, you're going to block spaces for the others. You just got to be intelligent about where you put yourself. It's about understanding football, not just being a football player with the ball. It's about that whole tactical mindset that I think these players don't have. And then in attack, I think, Mertens, he's played a lot in the last few games, just came back from injury. He was a bit less sharp today. Demme wasn't sharp at all. He came back from injury, but I don't want to be too harsh on him because it's his first game back. He didn't even get minutes in the previous ones. Politano 6, I thought, pretty average game. And the ones that I did like the most were Insigne, Zielinski, and Di Lorenzo. I thought Di Lorenzo had his best game of the season, getting the second goal, getting the penalty for the 3-2. Insigne, really good play, especially in the second half, and Zielinski, really good goal in the first half. And I thought, you know what, Meret actually did what he could. He conceded, goals off an own goal and 2 penalties. So it's not really fair on him. Everything else that came his way, he blocked. So, I want to reward him for that. And Gattuso 5.5 because it was such a mess defensively and such a mess in midfield that it's crazy. And for me, it's his fault that we have players that don't understand that on the 93rd minute you keep the ball instead of dribbling and losing it. So that's that. Edgewise is saying, well, guys, think about our midfield. How many times did they win the ball today? Fabian and Demme were scarecrows. Exactly. Sassuolo were just passing right through us. Jesse is, let me go up. Oh, I lost that message. Jesse is saying, I wish Ruiz and his right foot on that chance. Half the danger was gone when he turned around to just square it to his left. Yep, exactly. Lobotka was a class today. Whoever disagrees is not a Napoli fan. Lobotka, oh man. Isaac M.A. saying, I only watched the second half. Insigne was great then. He came deep and got the ball, created chances, got an assist and on goal. From what I watched, he was a 9. Guys, I used to give out like really good, really high ratings, and then the people that like the very firsts that saw my channel, like ID Beats, Anthony, Bisavius, when I had like 50 subscribers, were telling me, man, you're being way too nice with these. So I've kind of piped it down. And for me, now if you deserve a 9, it's really like, it's your best game of the season. You scored a hat trick, all these sort of things, and you won the game. If you played a good game, but the team didn't actually win from it, then I think it's difficult to give a 9, even though it should be individual performances. Bryden is saying, if we couldn't win a Scudetto with players like Hamsik, Alan, Prime Koulibaly, Prime Mertens, Prime Insigne, Prime Gulam, then I don't know when we can win one. Yeah, and even then, guys, we lost a Scudetto, yes, because of the referee. We definitely lost because of the whole Pjanic situation at Inter, but the next day, we went to play against Fiorentina and lost 3-0 because Koulibaly got himself sent off. And mentally, we were very weak. Very weak. If we had won against Fiorentina, there were still 2-3 games to play in the rest of the season. And who knows, maybe Juventus could have cracked under pressure in those 2-3 games. You don't know. But the fact that we killed our own chances with that Fiorentina game, that also showed lack of mentality. So yes, there was the referees involved, but there was also lack of mentality. And you're right, if we couldn't win it when we had real men on that field, you missed out players like Albiol, you missed out players like Reina. When we had real players in there, you missed out Callejon as well. If we didn't win it with them, we're definitely not going to win it with Bakayoko, with Lobotka, with Maximovic, with Ramani, with Hizai. I know Hizai was on that team, but, he was the weak link. And it's crazy how we still kept this weak link year after year. So, yeah, it's a sad thought. Honestly, it's a sad thought. And, yeah, I don't know. The team needs to be restructured. Guys, I don't think Napoli is going to win a Scudetto very easily without a restructuring, without getting players who are hungry. That's what we need. We need players that are hungry, not Bakayoko. Guys, if I was on that field today, I'd be rugby tackling that guy before he gets away from me on the 93rd minute. I'd be 2-foot tackling that guy. Can't get past me on the 93rd minute. There's no way. But, some people are just not hungry like that. So, yeah, we don't have the right mentality in this team, unfortunately. Let's see. Maximus is saying... I keep losing the messages, you guys. There's so many messages. Anthony saying, I think I was in your first 30 subs. Yeah, man. Been here. Now it's almost 1,000, guys. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you like Napoli talk. We don't always... You surely don't always agree with my ratings or what I say. But what I like about this channel, guys, and why I made it, was to give ourselves a platform. To at least talk about it. I don't necessarily agree with what you guys say. But when I see a comment that I don't agree with, I actually point it out and I discuss it and I say my side. Then you can reply back on the chat and say your side. And you're going to get people in the chat that agree with you, or you're going to get people in the chat that agree with me. But at least we're talking about something. We're talking about the game. And so, I'm glad I made this platform where we can vent after the game. And just glad you guys always turn up. In defeat, wins, draws. Even though today is a draw, it definitely does feel like a defeat. Edgewise is saying, I always was behind Gattuso, but recently You can tell our men aren't mentally prepared. It's going to be war without swords. Orsato admitted his mistakes, says ID Beats. You know, the crazy thing about Orsato, the referee in Inter Juve, admitting his mistake was that he said he was too close to the action to see what properly happened. And I'm just thinking, all my life, I always thought that referees needed to be close to the action to see things properly. You know, I thought always there was an issue where sometimes the ref is too far. He's got someone in his way. No, this time, Orsato said, I was too close. It must be the first time in history that a referee says, I got the decision wrong because I was too close. I saw it in too much HD. That's crazy. That is definitely an example, a clear example of the referees screwing Napoli over. Okay, I agree with you on that one. But, you know, today, I thought we could have really done something about it. That the referees, yeah, you know, they might have not gone our way with the decisions, but we really could have done something about it, being 3-2 up on the 93rd minute. Lewis is saying Napoli is just terrible from home. I don't think they will make champions, although Sassuolo is a good team. Yeah, it's true, guys. We've, at home, won the last 4 games with a clean sheet. And if you consider the Coppa Italia, so domestically, we tied against Atalanta 0-0. And if you consider the Europa League, we beat Granada 2-1. So at home, in the last few weeks, we've been doing really well. But then when we go away is where we get all our problems. And you know what's crazy is that in the Granada game, when the teams were lining up on the field, Napoli went in a huddle. And because now there's no fans in the stadium, I could hear the Napoli players, what they were saying to each other. And Alex Meret said to the players, come on guys, this time it's at home. Which, you know, first impression, you're like, yeah, you know, it's at home. Of course, you want to win it at home. But I'm thinking a team that wants to consider themselves as a big team, the keeper doesn't say, come on, let's win because we're at home. They say, come on, let's win. Home or away. It's almost as if they needed to be at home to feel like they could beat Granada, who were 8th in the La Liga. You get what I mean? So this team definitely has a mental blocking point when they then have to go away and they're like, oh no, we're not at home anymore. You guys get what I mean when this team is not good mentally? It's crazy. Zen ED is saying there are rumors of financial instability at Napoli due to COVID. ADL, De Laurentiis is the president, looking to sell several players. Among them is Lozano and Koulibaly. Any standing to these rumors? Guys, I mean, I have no official, you know, association to, you know, the players or their agents. So I know what I see in the news, and maybe I'm in a position that because I know the Italian media and the media in Naples, I know which journalists are themselves close to players and agents and which ones are just, you know, spreading rumors for just the tabloids. So, you know, I'm able to distinguish the two. Now, from what I know, Lozano stays where he is. Koulibaly, if an offer comes for 50 and above million, ADL would sit at a table and discuss that if we're not going to get Champions League football, as well as Fabian. So for me, I think first Koulibaly and Fabian, and then if we can sell those two, then I think we're okay. But we wouldn't even need to if we can get Champions League football. That's why Champions League football is so important to us. Lozano is being linked to Juventus. Comment needed from you, Domenico. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Lozano to Juventus. Guys, it's... No. It's not happening. It's just not happening. I think if... You know, Lozano doesn't have a release clause. So there is no way De Laurentiis would sell Lozano to Juventus. There's no way. If there's a release clause, then any team can trigger it. And then it's up to the player to decide. But if it stays, without a release clause, then it's the president that can accept or refuse any offer. And I don't see De Laurentiis selling his best players to any of the competition willingly. We've never done something like that. Okay, yeah, we sold, Diawara to Roma. We did this. Higuain left because of the release clause. But players like Zielinski, players like Insigne, players like Mertens, players like Koulibaly in the past, when they've been searched for by other Italian clubs like Inter, Milan, even Hamsik back in the day, Inter, Milan, Juventus, De Laurentiis never sold. You know how many times Inter wanted Lavezzi? You know how many times Milan and Juventus wanted Hamsik? You know how many times Juventus wanted Cavani? De Laurentiis never let that happen. And also the players, I think, there's not many that would actually make that change. I think Lozano, if he wanted to go to a Champions League club, in case we don't get Champions League football, I think that he would actually, prefer going to La Liga or something like that. So I don't necessarily see it. I don't necessarily see it happen, and I think I've lost connection with the camera. There we go. Camera is back. So I was getting a call, so that screwed over the image. Sorry, guys. Forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Anyways, so Lewis C saying, I really hope that now, since Serie A is only competition, that Napoli step it up and make Champions League less games to focus on. Yeah, and okay, we will now start to have, at the end of the season, 1 week break between games. We still have a very busy schedule. We still have our next game on Sunday. It's only been a few days. It's only going to be a few days. Then we have the 3 games in 1 week away from home: Milan, Juve, Roma. I mean, let's look at the schedule, guys, that Napoli have. Let's go on to Napoli's schedule. Let's take a look at what we have. So we have Bologna on Sunday. Bologna is always a tough game, but it's at home, so I expect 3 points. I'm not saying we will, but I expect. And then Milan-Napoli, Juve-Napoli, Roma-Napoli in 1 week. That week is going to decide everything for Napoli. If we can come out of that with 6 points, that's a good result. Anything above 6 is fantastic. 4 is like, you win 1, lose 1, draw 1. And 3 or less is a bit of a fail. It's a bit, okay, we're screwed. But I don't know what you guys think. How many? I'm gonna put this to you guys in the chat. How many points out of the 9 do you think Napoli need to score at least to keep Champions League hopes alive against Milan, Juventus, and Roma? Let me know how many points in the chat you think we need to get in those 3 games, because they're crucial. Bryden saying 9, 7 Vesavius, 7 Rafa Sim. This team doesn't have the Katsima. They're pathetic and flat. Great news, to be honest. 5 to 6, 7. I think 7 and 6. So I think we can agree that 2 wins is good, 7 is ideal, and 9 would be fantastic. But okay, so the consensus is, like, let's say we get 5, which is 1 win and 2 draws. 5 for most people, apart from Andrew Gramolini. So 5 and less is bad. 6 is good. 7 is ideal. 9 is perfect. Okay, good to know. We'll keep this in mind. and see how things evolve. And I'll take notes. I'll write this down after the stream, and then we can use it as reference. Obviously, as soon as we lose one game, let's say we lose against Milan, that just means we're screwed, no matter what happens after that. But yeah, we'll see, guys. But yeah, it's incredible, really, what happened in this game today, guys. I mean, a very open game, 14 to 16 shots, possession, more Sassuolo than Napoli. This is what I mean by I didn't like Fabian. How can you go to a team below you in the league and you give them more possession? You let them pass the ball around you. Fabian needs to be controlling that midfield. Demme needs to be breaking things down, and Fabian needs to be controlling it. Passing the ball. Left, right, forward, back, all over the place. He needs to be doing that. Passing accuracy, Sassuolo 89%, Napoli 84%, even though they had more passes and the same amount, and basically the same amount of shots as us. So Sassuolo were playing a much better game. If Sassuolo didn't come out with at least a point today, they would have felt robbed. That's just facts. That's just facts. So I hope these stats bring a bit of context to the game that we saw. Lorenzo is saying Roma is a must-win. Milan, I expect a draw, and same for Juve. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think our biggest rivals right now are Atalanta, Roma, Lazio. And then we can let Milan, Juve, Inter do top three. And we just focus on the fourth spot. I think that's a good tactic. Although I would like to win all the games. Daniel is saying, if we get 9, Gattuso just might keep his job. Vesavis is saying, if we draw Milan and win the other 2, would be amazing in all honesty. Yeah, that would be... If I had to draw 1 and win 2, I would rather draw Milan and win against Juve and Roma, for sure. 100%. Edgewise is saying, Hamsik terminated his contract in China. Let's bring him back. I know he'd bring more to this team than our current midfield. I didn't know that. I hope that's true. Honestly, we just need a bit of enthusiasm back into this team, and I think Hamsik can still do a job for us. Dom, will we see Cioffi soon, do you think? Bro, I don't think so. At this point, I don't think so. The opportunity was there when we had all those injuries, and I really can't see it happening. I think maybe at the very end of the season, if we have for sure guaranteed a specific spot in the table, maybe we'll see him there. But right now, I think there's no way Gattuso will put Cioffi instead of Osimhen or fully fit Mertens or a fully fit Petagna. I just can't, or a fully fit Lozano, whenever that's going to be. There's no way. The attack is actually very saturated, and I just don't see it happening unless there's another game like the one against Fiorentina where we were winning 6-0. Then fine, put on Cioffi, but I just don't see it happening anymore. Alessandro De Marco, I'm late to the chat, but I just wanted to say Insigne should no longer be criticized as much as he is. He plays with heart and for the shirt. Yes, man. I mean, we always say he plays with heart and for Napoli, and he cares about this team, but we do say he has good games when he say he has good games. And it's only fair that when he has bad games, we say he has bad games. The one thing I don't accept is when people are mean to him. You know, we can say he's had a bad game, he needs to improve his leadership, all that. But when people start saying, you know, offensive things towards him, then that's when it's bad. So yeah, Osam is saying, who let Napoli down today, guys? Few players. If I had to pick 3 that let Napoli down, it would be Maksimovic, Bakayoko, Manolas. For sure. And that's on the player ratings. I already discussed them if you are late to the party. Thank you, Napoli Talk, for defending our players against the toxicity. Hey, man, obviously, I criticize them when we complain about refs and but some other things are just like really toxic. Like when people start offending these players in a way that they shouldn't be offended. I criticize them, but it's, I say stuff like they don't understand football tactically. I don't say, something about their mothers. So, I give objective criticism, I would say. Sometimes I'm harsh, but yeah. They say all sorts of things about Insigne. It is too much. Yeah, it's some of the stuff that he says is quite horrible. It's quite horrible. So, whoa, is there 1,307 people in this chat? 1,135? That is crazy. What is going on, guys? Smash that like button. The 1,000 people that are on this chat right now, smash that like button. We are going over the Napoli game. Stick around if you want to see, the tactics. We already talked about that. But yeah, guys, welcome aboard. 700 people. That's crazy. What's going on? I'm seeing loads of people. How did that happen? Guys, smash that like button. I'm going to take... This is my one chance. Smash that like button, subscribe, because we talk about tactics, we talk about player ratings. Here we're discussing, for example, in this frame, how Sassuolo was too easy for Sassuolo to get past Fabian. And so obviously then, Sassuolo managed to get through the Napoli team, and Caputo had a good shot on goal. So, we talk about all these things in this channel. So make sure you guys stick around. If you guys missed out all this tactical analysis, guys, you just have to rewind the tape to a few minutes ago. But right now, what we were discussing was, the player ratings and the stats of the game. So for anyone that's just joined now, for the 300 of you around here, here's the player ratings that we have for the game, with the players that cost us and the players that did well. So yeah, guys, smash that like button. Get me to 1,000 subscribers. We're almost there. I don't think where did that come from? I swear there was 1.3k up from the usual like 50 or so. That's awesome. But yeah, go back into the video to find out all the tactical analysis. We're just wrapping up at the moment. But do let me know in the chat if you've just joined. And did I get 1,000 subs? Are these all bots? Are these all bots? Did I actually get 1,000 subs? Someone put that in the comments. Ben Payne is saying, "Let's go, Dom." Thank you, man. His eye should be lower, 5.5. Man, I think his eye did actually okay. Okay, he conceded that penalty in the first half, the one that is actually the one here. He conceded that penalty, but I think that actually his link-up play between his what's his face, Insigne and Fabian was quite good. Obviously, not good enough to warrant necessarily more than a 5.5, but I mean, definitely not lower than a 5.5 in my opinion, even though he did give away this penalty. But when Ghoulam came on, it was just a much better thing for Napoli. And I think that for the goal that we scored, where is it? For the goal that we scored here, or no, for the goal that we scored, for this goal here, it actually started with Ghoulam going all the way to the touchline, and then spreading Sassuolo, bringing it back to Fabian and Insigne, and then because Ghoulam, you can see his shadow actually on the bottom of the screen, because Ghoulam is all the way there, it allows Insigne to actually move out of that wide position and go central and make that pass for Di Lorenzo. What is going on with YouTube right now? I have no idea what's going on. I think we broke YouTube, guys. Visavis is saying 900 197 subs right now. I actually have no idea. I don't know lifetime how many subs I actually have, which is crazy. Now it's saying that they're saying 999 subscribers right now. So we're one subscriber away, guys, from 1,000. But how is there 9 people talking, but there's at least 30 people on the chat? It's what's going on with YouTube? I have no idea how many people are watching. There's 83 likes. We're 999 subscribers, guys. We're this close. Guys, stick around, because 999, you gotta see it go to 1,000. I literally won't give up on this stream until it goes to 1,000. That was my objective since starting. Can you imagine 1,000 people? 1,000 people in a room. That is 1,000, guys. We did it. There is 1,000 Napoli. Whoever clicked on that subscribe button right now, put your name down. Who did it, guys? Who did it? Come on, put your name down. Let's go. We did it. We're 1,000 big of a community. Whoa, guys. I honestly did not think, when I first started this channel, guys, I did not think that we would actually get to this point. You know, I was happy with 50. With the first 50 or 30 of you guys, I was happy. I was like, I have someone to talk to after the game. Guys, 1,000 is 4 digits. That's crazy. Thank you, guys. Honestly, every single one of you. I'm gonna start reading out all your names. Everyone here. We've got Anthony, Vesavius, Bryden, Jorge, Kevin, Edgewise, Cleto, ID Beats, Kevin Perry, Pranav, JXSRE, El Cuoco 123, Francesco Cinquegrani. Let's go. Who else? Everyone's there. Ben Payne is there. Cleto is there. Osam Comedy is there. Fabrizio Landria is there. Marcal, Alessio. Everyone's there, guys. Everyone's there. Daniel Bowen, of course, is there. Francisco is over there. Dominic is there. Blue Line, guys. I'm reading all your. I'm gonna read 1,000 of your names. You know, because we just hit 1,000, and you know, it's not my achievement, guys. It's all of you. You guys have been sharing my content on Discord, replying on Reddit, signing up to Instagram, Twitter, sharing my stuff on Twitter. You guys in the chat, especially once I started doing the lives, have, you know, made this channel pop, and I wouldn't be doing this if there was no one in the chat right now. So, as I said, you know, it's our victory. You know, I'm just presenting, but really it's your opinions that get a platform, because I start reading your comments, and we can discuss all these things together. And yeah, guys, I mean, I'm just super proud of what we did right now. Honestly, they're asking, do I play FIFA? Yeah, I've got FIFA. I still got a PS4 though. So, you know, if anybody wants to buy me a PS5, you know, that'd be nice. We need the Champions League. We need the guys. We need the Champions League music. I honestly wasn't expecting 1,000 in this video, so, you know, I have nothing prepared for it. I've got people from Stuttgart, Germany. Alexander, hello, Alexander. Romashka is there. Alessio, Lucchini, Maximus, Paujo, guys, Joris Baker. Guys, there's loads of you on this track, guys, saying, you know, congrats. Honestly, I couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, honestly, super happy with this. JXSER saying speech. You know, why speech when we could blast, you know, Osurdate Innamorato or something on this, except that my video probably get flagged by YouTube. So you know, I can't put any of the songs that, you know, we do in the stadium, but unless you guys want me to start like singing, any of the stadium songs from myself, then I can do that. But I think I would lose all the subscribers at that point. So maybe in a separate video when I can auto-tune myself, maybe I'll do that and I'll sound like T-Pain or something. Then Daniel Bone is saying, so now we get to see you juggle the ball for 10 minutes, lol. Okay, guys, I actually have something in mind for that. I've got a friend of mine, Adam, who recently bought a drone. So I was thinking that I can go outside. I'm not allowed to actually like play football with anyone outside because of COVID restrictions, but I can be outside and someone can be recording me with a drone while I juggle the ball. So I was thinking of doing it this weekend, and now it's confirmed. I've got to do it. 100 keepy uppies for you guys. I think I'll do a video where it's going to be nothing about Napoli. It's just going to be about, this channel, Napoli Talk, how I started it, why I started it. Maybe take you through like a day in my life, cooking some pasta, doing all the good stuff, playing with FIFA. Just a day in the life of Napoli Talk. Kevin Perry, un giorno all'improvviso mi innamorai di te, il cuore mi batteva, non chiedermi perché. So guys, don't make me sing without auto-tune. Guys, I'm gonna lose all my subscribers if I start singing without auto-tune. Damn, even Awesome Comedy knows Difendo la città. Alessandro De Marco is saying, are you near Surrey in the UK? I studied at the University of Surrey, actually. I did my undergrad there a few years ago, graduated. But again, maybe I can make a video. Just there's 1,000 of you, and I swear I feel like you guys are just not subscribers. You guys are actual friends in this thing, because we talk every 3 days. Yeah, we talk about football, but we talk every 3 days. So I think I might do a video where I sort of maybe introduce myself to you guys a bit better. You guys maybe don't really know that much about me personally, so I might do something like that. Federica Di Peso saying top. Ciao Fede. Rafael Cervantes, best pasta. Man, I cook so much pasta. I actually have a food Instagram. Can you guys believe? When COVID hit, I started a food Instagram, or I restarted a food Instagram, and then I started Napoli Talk. So I actually stopped the food stuff because I wanted to talk about football instead. But I do have a food Instagram where I was, posting pasta every single day on Instagram. So yeah, I might take you. I might show you guys some of the stuff I cook every once in a while. The traditional pasta. So everyone is saying Ale Ale Ale. Dom, do you know who Fuse Gamer and Shelbourne they are? Fuse Gamer sounds familiar. Sounds familiar. I can't put my head around this. Fort Dillon is saying room tour. Yeah, guys, it's all coming in the next video. I'll show you guys from like the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed. I'm gonna do like a one-off vlog for you guys. Don't unsubscribe. Just a one-off vlog to get to know me, something like that, with the challenge of 100 keepy uppies, just so you guys get to know me a bit more. Alexander says, hopefully once they start allowing fans to attend calcio matches, we can go watch a game at Stadio Diego Armando Maradona with everyone. Yeah, guys, I mean, everyone should just go when fans are back allowed and it's safe to travel and all that. Do go and watch a Napoli game at the stadium. Honestly, it's electrifying. It's electrifying. I think the biggest spikes of emotions I've ever had were at the São Paulo. Like, guys, I was there when Cavani scored that goal against Lecce after Grava saved it on the line like 10 seconds earlier. I was there when Cavani scored his header against Steaua Bucharest in the Europa League group stages on the 90th minute to get us through the group stages. I was there when Tonelli scored that header against Sampdoria for the 2-1. I was there when Amsic scored his record-breaking goal. There's so many I was there for when Higuain and Insigne scored those 2 goals against Juventus, and when we beat them in the Coppa Italia. You know, there's just so many moments, you know, that I was there, which, you know, every time it's just fantastic. It's just fantastic. And, you know, unfortunately I don't live in Naples right now, but every time I go back, it's like I go back and I plan my holidays based on when Napoli play. It's just incredible atmosphere. Anthony says, everybody watch out, food thief Lobotka is around. I think maybe like Lobotka, once he discovers that I have a food channel, he's just going to you know, unsubscribe from this one and go into that one instead. Fuse Gamer's a YouTuber who lives in Naples and does vids reacting to. Yes, he's the one. Yeah, he also plays FIFA, and look, he's very different content from me. He's a bit more like, you know, I'm a bit more like, let's talk tactics, let's analyze the game. You know, guys, I'm a bit more of a logical. I see things in a like very logical way. You know, like I guess because maybe I'm an engineer or something. I like to just, you know, analyze football from a tactical point of view. He's more, you know, the passionate kind of guy. So, you know, they complement each other. So ID Beats is saying, I think this community has helped me share my sadness and joy alike. Yeah, guys, I mean, it's really nice because this community is actually like a lot of really nice people getting together and, you know, just talking about football, win, lose, or draw. And I started this 9 months ago, and I've been consistent every single time, every game. Maybe I've missed 1 game in 9 months. And guys, throughout these 9 months, you know, there's been days where I've been sad about other things in my life. There's been days where I've been sad about Napoli. There's been days where I've been happy. There's been days where I've been happy about other things. You know, I've gone through all sorts of emotions, you know, but when that camera switches on and we're talking football, I have someone to, you know, share football with. And, you know, if we lose, you know, we can share our frustrations. If we win, we can share our joy. And that's really what I wanted to create. And, you know, it's no coincidence that this channel started, you know, throughout the COVID period when people are, you know, because I felt like I needed to connect more with people. And so I thought, you know, why not start a YouTube channel? So yeah, I see what you're saying, ID Beats, man. It's the same for me, for sure. And, you know, I'm very happy with the people that this channel also attracted. You know, there's very little like animosity between people, very little trash talking, and it's the same people again and again and again. It's never just random people. Like, guys, there's people that I recognize from 9 months ago that are still here every single time. You know, you've got the very first people are still here, so which is great. You know, still not tired of hearing my voice after we win, lose, or draw, which is honestly, I'm you know, not to get too emotional or anything, but I love you guys. So ID Beats feeling a little emotional. Yeah, man, I mean, me too. 1,000 is we worked hard for this, you know, turning up after every game, win, lose, or draw. You gotta put in the work, man. You gotta put in the work, and you get the rewards. Having said that, guys, it is 9 o'clock, and I am hungry. I'm starving, actually. So, Alexander, how many Napoli matches have you gotten the chance to attend total? I would say between 30 and 50, maybe. 30 and 50, yeah, something like that. Maybe more. I'd like to say between 2 and 4, between 2 and 5 every year, depending on the year. So, you know, I'm 24 now, guys. So let's say I started when I was like 8. You know, that's 16 years. So yeah, let's see. But yeah, guys, I mean, thank you so much. Remember, every single like and every single new subscriber means, I keep pressing the wrong button, but every like and every new subscriber, I donate 1 cent to the Fondazione Cannavaro Ferrara. It's our way to, or my way to, give back to the city of Naples through this charity that helps children there, run by 2 ex-Napoli players, including Cannavaro, who's World Cup champion for Italy and captain of that team. And last month, in the first month, we raised 11.96 euros, which I will be making a video about that as soon as I find the time. But that is the amount, and it's great that we've got this initiative going, and hopefully we can donate a little more every time. There's links in the description if you want to make your own separate donation. But it's great that you guys, when I first introduced this thing, you guys have really gone and smashed that like button harder than ever. So thank you guys, honestly. Super happy with this, and see you guys on Sunday. So guys, Forza Napoli sempre.